What is up, everyone? What is up? It's Miller here, and today we're bringing you something new. We're bringing you Road to X Rank. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take us on the road to X Rank and see if we can get there. So we're gonna play about 5 games each episode, and just kind of slowly progress and grow with it. Here, I started a fresh account here. I got to level 10. So for this first episode, what we're going to do, we're just going to go over kind of what I do to get ready. And hopefully you guys who are starting out can kind of follow this series and kind of get more into see how to rank up and how the game modes work and stuff like that. I mean, you're picking up the game for the first time. This series is going to be for those picking up the game for the first time. You know, seeing the Splatoon 3 trailer, and you're like, alright, man, I want to check out this Splatoon 2. I've never played Splatoon 1. Let me check out Splatoon 2. Let's see what's going on. As we go on, I'll kind of discuss some gear and such. The gear that I want to run on this is 3 mains of main power-up, and then 4 subs of main power-up. So we'll see what we can get. But the biggest thing that we're going to do, first off, what I like to do, what I've been doing lately, is you go into the testing mode here. So you press Y on your controller on whatever weapon you like. For this, we're going to be using the Splattershot Pro. And we might switch in between the Forge and the Kansas Splattershot. Big thing you want to test out here. First off, if you're not using motion controls, I highly suggest you go and check out Dude's video on the differences between sticks and motion and everything, and you'll see it's so much better. I hated it at first, being, you know, like an Xbox 360 Halo player and such like that. You're so used to the stick motion and everything. Playing this game, you realize how limiting that the sticks are, and how this gets you pretty much almost on par with keyboard and mouse, and how accurate you can be with things, and how you're able to just do more. Like, you can do the rolls and stuff a lot easier. You're able to jump and throw the clam in because you're able to aim while jumping. You don't have to jump and then aim. So do all that. So the first thing you want to do is just kind of take some test shots and see how far your weapon shoots. Now with this, you can see we're about here at this line. Paint's right under us. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4 lines in front of us. That's really good. So that means enemies that are, you know, that far away, like this guy right over here, we can get him. Oh, and, you know, and if he has a shorter range weapon, you know we can kind of stay back and pressure him with our range, which is really good. That's why I kind of like this weapon a lot. But any weapon you want to use, your personal choice. Some are obviously better than others. Aerospray, not so super great. Definitely great for painting. Just a painting machine. Outside of that, you know, it's just random RNG of hitting and stuff like that. Really bad. But one thing I like to do is you come in here and change. Is set your sensitivity. Now I have mine at 3.5 motion and 5 on the stick. And then that stick really just, if you need to turn around super fast, that's what I use the stick for. But so find your sensitivity and stuff in there, and then first just kind of adjust it here. And what I like to do is just kind of go through originally and look at these and kind of try and snap to them as fast and straight as you can. And you do that for a few minutes. Now what you could do here, go ahead and put on some music, and ideally you're going to want to, you know, you could do this exercise, you know, like 10 minutes or so. Just, you know, start out slow, and then I'm not obviously the greatest, and that's another thing that I kind of like about this series is I'm not a top level guy. I'm not already X rank. This is going to be my first time trying to get X rank. You know, I'm not already there, so I'm like an A rank with the S plus, with the S in Splat Zones. So, but I mean, that's because it's pretty close. That's like the easiest mode. So what I've been doing, you know, you just kind of do this, right? And then once you're kind of comfortable with that and you find your sensitivity settings that you like, if you're noticing you're over or undershooting, turn your sensitivity up or down. A lot of guys recommend starting at like +1 and then +3. But, and so I've determined that's, you know, that's my settings right there. So, and then once you kind of got that, just kind of go through and just shoot the targets. And mark up your ink. And do it again, and you want to try and make it so you're not missing as many shots as possible. And you know, so when you go slow at first, it's fine. The biggest thing is you're getting your snaps, and you're not doing like this to get there. You're going ding, 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 and ding. You know, you're going straight line to the. And ideally, you want to practice this for about 30 minutes. And then from there. So, ideally you want 30 minutes. Now, I usually go about half that, 15, 20 minutes usually, just because I'm usually antsy to get into a game. But if I'm getting ready to go play for Ludi or a tournament, definitely hitting this up 30 minutes. But if I'm just going to go hit up the ranked, you know, you can kind of cut it short. So after you do this for, you know, like I said, about your 10 to 15 minutes, I'm doing that right now. What you do is you go into the normal turf war. And what you want to try and do is focus on splats. And now I know that's not all the game is about, but you want to kind of focus on that, and it gets you just kind of warmed up, loose, and gets you ready for any engagements that you have once you head into League. Alright, so once you're done with that, we'll go ahead and we'll hit done. And I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of regular games here. Get your gear that you want, whatever weapon you want. This is the one that I want to use for the series. This is the main one that I play on my main account. Don't go into ranked. I'm going to do a regular battle. Like I said, you want to focus on splats. What this does, just get you used to shooting moving targets and targets that jump up and down, more so than the test dummies that kind of go back and forth. And we can kind of get into like following those later, but I think the snapping one works kind of the best, and then you gotta get really good practice with these guys. Now sometimes you get the walk and shoots, where they just kind of walk and shoot in a direction, you know. But hey, it gives you all sorts of different possibilities. Ones that want to go up and down, you know, So we'll go in here and we'll get our first game going. Just kind of paint out. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose here. You're working on continuing the accuracy. Booyah already. Little points here. Oh my god, they're being harassed. That guy up there. You see that guy? This guy over here. Got him. Go ahead and we'll duck down here. And see if one of our guys is saying ouch. Look like it. He's saying booyah. This guy over there, so we'll go ahead and throw a point since we can catch him. We do. we go. There's a guy over there. We'll go ahead and point sensor him out. I think we got him. We'll go ahead and get him for us. Throw the point over there. Keep track of where he's at. There's a guy coming over here on this side. One way over there. Watch out for this rain cloud here. Ah, that's what I should have got. That's what, like I said, that's where those accurate comes in, those long-range firefights. Now the squeezer does outrange you when they do the tap shots. So that's what happens. He's backed up just enough to outrange us, but that's okay. We'll get it working. Get out of the way of that. Throw that over there. Watch out for the GG ray. Throw that over there. Didn't get high. Wasn't high enough. Rain at us. Over here this way. Double rain. Ah, that one we should have got. Don't worry, we got him with the rain cloud. I think their rain cloud killed him instead of ours, but that's it. We could probably jump in here. They're seeming to stay a lot on that back line, mostly because they know they can't come down here and face me at ground level. Oh, I should have got that kill. Yeah, they know they can't beat. They know they couldn't beat me 1v1. Down. They had to beat me with range up top, so they had the jet squelcher and the squeezer up there. Oh, they didn't have a jet squelcher. I thought they had a jet squelcher. It was just a squeezer. Oh, and they had the guy leave, but it doesn't really matter. All right, we'll go ahead and get one more in for the inaugural episode, and then we will head on in the next episode to whatever mode is available. And we'll just kind of play the modes, and if we rank up, then what we'll do is the next few episodes we'll be trying to rank up the next few modes, and we'll kind of see what happens there. Hopefully I don't skip any ranks. I shouldn't. I'm not like an X-rated player. I'm not an S+ player. I'm a solid A. I'm gonna just come out in a minute. I'm a solid A. I've been having my moments. I think I'm getting better. I'm seeing a lot of improvement in my play just from the few little tips that I've gotten from the numerous coaches, and I'll see if I'm allowed to put a couple of Discord servers in the description that you can join for some coaching tips. If you're into this game and want to get better, or if you're really interested in wanting to get into a competitive scene, because we do have a great competitive scene, a lot of really nice players. It's real fun getting into the competitive. I think that's always for me, that's always the best, is trying to get into that competitive mode. I'm gonna throw this little doggy at me here. Here we go. And finally get to the end of this. That guy. Oh Lord. That guy missed us. Oh! Our guy splashed down and then poofed. I should have got that kill. So that's the thing I got to work on. So short ranges. Luckily for me, I had that point sensor on him. I could see where he was. The range and pressure this guy up here. Another thing you definitely want to work on, I need to work on it myself, painting your feet. around fast. That's when you use that stick to turn around extra fast, and you can get them. This is gonna be, you know, something for all of us to work on. Watch, learn, and grow together. We're definitely gonna lose this one. We're minus a person. Got him. When we have the full gear on this thing, it's gonna be nice because it's a 2-shot kill, which is super great. I'm gonna come back. Got him. Oh dear Lord. Got him. Okay. That's not okay being in the middle of it. Stop following me right now. Heal up here a little bit. Oh. My shots were not on at all. And that guy has to get really close to get you. And my shots were way off. I think we came back on that. Oh, no, we didn't. We were coming back, and we weren't. Hopefully this is not in the way of my face. It might be a stupid thing. I'll take a look at the replay. The video to see if it's in the way. We got 5 splats that time. Was pretty good. A couple of deaths. Not too bad. So then you want to kind of look in the app. Check out your stats. The biggest thing you want to look at when you're is like with this kind of weapon is kind of that plays that Slayer role, so it wants to get the splats and help push the objective that way. So you want to make sure you're positive in your KA and deaths, your kills and assists and deaths, and just make sure you're not feeding too much. But we'll kind of go into each mode and kind of what we're doing right and wrong as we go and see what happens. But thank you guys for checking out the episode. Be sure to come back next week, or I don't know how I'm going to do this series. All I know is I'm going to pre-record a bunch, and then once I have a bulk amount, then I can start uploading them, and we'll see how kind of everything goes. But right now I think probably weekly, so be sure to come back next week for another episode. And as always, guys, keep gaming. Bye.